Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. And today we have a wonderful special guest, Sunny Lenarduzzi, who has been my coach to help me with my YouTube journey. And I'm so lucky to have her here today to share with you guys on how you can turn your business into a lead magnet or lead generation machine through YouTube. And so Sunny, just a quick background on her. She's got nearly 300,000 subscribers, but most importantly, she's turned it into $1 million business, helping companies succeed on YouTube. And so everybody, welcome Sunny.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Oh God, there's a doorbell, but that's okay. I'm leaving it there.
Okay. We'll keep it rolling.
Yeah. Okay, so Sunny, I just wanted to introduce our audience a little bit about yourself, your journey. How did you get to where you are now?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been an interesting path, which I feel like it is for most entrepreneurs. I really started in media. That was always my big goal. I thought I wanted to be a journalist when I grew up and a 6 o'clock news anchor, and I went to school for it, got my first job in radio, and then ended up working in television and was on a really fast track in that industry. And I ended up reporting at the Olympics in 2010, and it was an amazing experience. However, it wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. And I definitely felt like in my heart I was missing something, and in my gut I was still missing something. So even though I logically had hit all my goals, I was still feeling like I wanted to do something else. So I decided on the drive home from Whistler that I was going to start my first business, which was an online magazine. And I basically built it from the ground up using just social media. At the time, it was 2010, so there wasn't even Instagram at that point. And I was just using Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. And I learned all the platforms by doing that and by growing that business. And we grew our email list and everything else. And I really didn't even know what an email list was at that point or what the point of it was. But I knew I was generating like all these people and customers and whatever and viewers through it. Did the business make a lot of money? No, but it taught me everything I needed to know about marketing, especially in this day and age. And so I loved social media. I went from this traditional media background to new media, and I saw the potential with it and really fell in love with it. And then I started doing it for other businesses because I grew that brand quickly and people started to take notice. They were trying to figure out how I was even using social media at that time. And so I started working with clients. I built a little consultancy, and then that consultancy just kind of kept growing, and I ran it by myself for about 5 years. And then I basically at one point, out of pure desperation, needed to answer all of my clients' questions, and they all asked me the same things all over again or over and over again. And so I decided to film a YouTube video, and that YouTube video was not intended for a big audience. It was just intended to answer client questions, and it kind of blew up. So that's how it started, and that was my light bulb moment, and I decided to take it as a clue, and I kind of tested myself and said, I'm going to do one video a week for the next year, and I wonder what will happen, and here we are.
Gotcha. Yeah, a lot of us just sort of like dabble into things, and then it turned into a business in your case. Yeah. And so while you were producing videos for YouTube, were you still having consulting clients?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know what an online business was at that time. I was just using YouTube to get information out there faster and to more people and to be able to answer questions in a way where I wasn't having to waste time on the phone or going to meetings because I was really busy and I was a solopreneur at the time. So I loved YouTube for that reason. And then I started to sort of realize the potential of it as my views started to rack up, and I had one video hit 1 million views, and I was like, oh, wow, I think I'm onto something here, and I should start collecting these views and turning them into customers. And so that's when I started to build an email list. And then within that first year, like honestly, everything changed. My life changed. I went from working with clients one-on-one and doing a lot of like management to building an online product. And that product has now turned into a multi-million-dollar business. And then we also have another consulting service on top of that. But within that first year, I hired my first team member. I got asked to speak all over the world. I traveled the world doing speaking engagements on video marketing. And I built my business to 6 figures in that year. And then it's just continued to double in revenue every year since.
That is excellent. And what I love about you is that you know, straight away you tell people, especially people running a business, is it's not about the views, it's not about subscribers, it's all about the leads. It's like you're very onto the whole ROI thing. So what are the common misconceptions about YouTube that you've
I mean, I think the major misconceptions about YouTube are that the only way to monetize is through AdSense, which is a very painful process to follow. And I think another big misconception is that you have to have 1 million subscribers to generate $1 million in revenue, where we've had clients who have had less than 1,000 subscribers generate $1 million in revenue from their channel. So I think that it's understanding that vanity metrics play a part, but they really don't when it comes to the ROI of your actual business. So I think those are probably the base ones. Also that people think they need a fancy camera and to invest in all this equipment and you need to be the best video editor in the world. You really don't, especially as an entrepreneur. Your value of your content and how much you're impacting people and helping people is way more important than your production value.
Yeah. It was an eye-opening experience for me learning from you because I had all of those beliefs. So just out of curiosity, if someone did have like 1 million views on their video, how much does that actually generate in terms of Google money?
I am honestly not sure because I don't even pay attention to AdSense. Like up until even a month ago, my channel wasn't even fully monetized for AdSense because I just don't care. Like it's not much in the grand scheme of things. So I really don't know.
Yeah. And what do you think about viral videos? Because I also had a misconception thinking that I need to make a video viral. But if even when I did do a video on Facebook, let's say, and it got like, thousands and thousands of views compared to the other one, it didn't really generate leads. What's your view on that?
Well, it's also interesting, like what constitutes a view on Facebook is different than what constitutes a view on YouTube. People have to watch longer on YouTube for it to actually count as a view. And the thing about YouTube is YouTube will work for you for the rest of your life. And you will post a video today and it may not go viral tomorrow, but over the next couple of days, months, years, it's going to rack up views, and every single one of those views is a potential customer for you. So I have videos that are 4 years old that are bringing in hundreds of leads every single day for my business still, and I'm not having to touch them. So that's why we called it an evergreen sales machine, because all of your videos are these individual machines that are working for you. Whereas on Facebook, you get this instant hit of success, but it doesn't translate into long-term results for your business. It's not consistently working for you. So that's the beauty of it. And when I think about viral, I have an acronym that I use for viral because viral videos, that's not what I teach people to do. However, I have clients who have, one client has like 11 million views on one of her videos, and it's racked up tens of thousands of email subscribers for her. And one of our most recent graduates from YouTube for Bosses, she just started 9 months ago, and one of her videos has over 1 million views on it. So it happens, and I have videos that have gone viral, but that's never my goal. We have a very specific formula that we follow. And when I think about viral, I think about valuable content, using your own intel. So making sure that you're using your own unique experience and knowledge for your videos, relevant to your audience, authentic to your brand, and leveraged for your business, making sure that you're generating leads from your videos.
Yeah, I love that. I love those advice. So one of my next question was actually, so if a company right now is like, all right, I believe in YouTube and video marketing, what's my next step? And like, what's I know you've got the webinar and a lot of training on your videos, but if you could summarize it in a shorter process on what they need.
I mean, it works as a system. We call it the Sunny system, and it all kind of works together. And at the very center of the system is your profitable content. So that lives on YouTube. It can be on any other platform, but like I said, no other platform works for you for the rest of your life like YouTube does. And so YouTube is where your profitable content lives. And what I mean by profitable content is content that your ideal customers are searching for. So there's really two ways to get discovered by clients and sales and leads. It's basically, you're either going to do ads and do paid advertising and be pushed in front of people, or you're going to attract them. And YouTube is an attraction method. It's organic traffic. It's not paid traffic. And so you're showing up exactly when people are looking for you, i.e., if someone really wants to know how to build a business with YouTube, they're going to find my video ranking on the first page, and they're going to click on me and go, oh my gosh, this girl answered exactly what I was looking for. Great. I'm going to hire her and I'm going to buy her program or whatever else. So that's why it brings in a lot of revenue, because you're showing up when people need you. And so profitable content really comes back to frequently asked questions that your clients ask you. That's a really great place to start. Trending topics within your industry that people are trying to figure out and that you could be a thought leader on. Keywords are everything. You have to use the
I
right
love
keywords
that.
or else you're going to disappear. I think of YouTube as a big ocean because there's 400 hours of video uploaded every minute to the platform.
Yep.
So if you're not doing your content in the right way and following the right formula, you're going to sink to the bottom of the sea. So profitable content, and then turning that profitable content into content that actually converts. So we have a scripting formula that we use. It's called the hot script formula. So it's just plug and play to put your information in there and make sure that your videos are getting the highest retention possible so that they are getting seen by a big audience. Because if your videos aren't being watched all the way through, which is what retention is, no one will see them. And so that's the other factor. And then the final step of it is really creating that evergreen sales machine, which is YouTube builds out your email list, it builds your social channels, it builds press opportunities, speaking engagements. It's an amazing thing. It just attracts a lot of opportunities. And so then you can use all of those audiences and those platforms to drive traffic back to YouTube, which then allows you to dominate in your niche because you have this audience that's built in. And I always say build your own audience, because if you can, then it allows you to beat the algorithm on YouTube and outrank other people in your space who are solely relying on just using YouTube itself.
Yeah, I can vouch for your system because I started using it. Every time we launched a video, we got like 5 to 10 leads per video.
That's awesome.
The only challenge that I have, which I think a lot of people will need to discover, is finding your niche. And so when we were uploading the videos, we sort of were just attracting any kind of businesses because we were not sure. We were like, hey, we can help anybody with outsourcing. And so we did get all those leads, but right now we just realized that we want to get a different kind of lead. So we're gonna have to test and play with the type of video. But overall, I just couldn't believe how fast the leads were coming in. It was just like, because it was the keywords. It was like, even the scripting made it so much easier to be engaging or compelling so people take action. So I love that. Can you then just share us, I know you've had so many success stories with all your students, and that's why I signed up as well, because I was like, all these proof is there. And so can you just share with one success story of your student?
We've coined the term. Actually, one of our clients was like, you should call them sunny success stories. So that's what we've kind of coined the term for them. But we have so many. So just recently, actually, we have the Authority Accelerator program, which you were in, and one of our clients just launched her channel. She had 1 subscriber a month ago. And today she has over 400. So in 30 days, she's grown to over 400 subscribers. And her very first video that she ever did has 1,400 views on it. So that's starting completely from scratch. And she's generating leads on autopilot. One of our other clients recently posted his first video following our methodology, and within 2 hours, he had generated $700 in revenue from people buying his program off the back end of YouTube. Other really amazing success stories. Linda Rayner, she was one of our first clients within YouTube for Bosses, and she has a career coaching business. When we met, she had 50 subscribers on her channel and no business. And last year, so within 2 years, she built her business to $500,000 in revenue, and she moved to Hawaii from Toronto and has built her dream life. And she has over 400,000 subscribers on her channel now, and she has one video that has over 11 million views. Vanessa Lau is another really great example. She started YouTube for Bosses 9 months ago with no channel and really no business at the time. In her first month, she generated $13,000 in revenue directly from the audience she had built off of her YouTube channel. And she just did her very first program launch, and she generated $200,000 in revenue. So I'm super proud of her. And she's at like almost 70,000 subscribers already.
Amazing. And she's a young girl too. I watched your video with her.
Yeah, she's amazing.
So I love our clients at Outsourcing Angel. They've come from various industries. So do you believe that YouTube could work for any type of businesses?
I do. We've worked with people in so many different industries. Another example is Mike Quist from Stone Coat Countertops. He has a business where he teaches people how to transform their countertops with epoxy products. And he has generated a multi-million-dollar business, and he has just been an incredible case study for us. He's now, I think, over 300,000 subscribers on his channel. We started working with him last July, and that's kind of a random product. You wouldn't really think of that as being something super common. So we worked with people in like the tech space. We've worked with authors, speakers, entrepreneurs, coaches. We've worked with physical products. The formula just works because YouTube is a formula. You have to use a specific formula in order for it to work for you. And so our formula is search volume versus search pool versus views and velocity. And when you follow it down to a T, you'll find holes where you can then rank, build your authority, and start getting seen by new people every single day.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, I mean, once we've learned it, it's all about implementation. So if we just keep on doing the videos and getting better at it, we will see success.
Yes.
And why I decided to go with your coaching program versus just the, the online training is that I wanted you to hold me accountable. And so in those 3 months of working with you, I had to pump out those videos because my coach is like on my back, and I wanted that because I knew if I didn't have that, I would just learn it and take it easy with myself.
Right.
So I think for companies out there who are serious about getting results, I really believe the coaching program, although it's more expensive, but that's what the value you get. Because I think if I just went for just the basic training, I would have had no deadline. I would just dabble, which is what I've done for many years. I've dabbled on YouTube so many times. And funny story, my husband found me on YouTube 8 years ago.
No way!
So that's my history with YouTube.
Oh my God, can you quickly tell me that story, please? Because that's incredible.
So 8 years ago when I first started my business, I had no idea what a business is. But I was, when you're in that hustle, like I have to make it work, I just did a video about how to start a business, even though I'm new, right? And just that 1 or 2 videos that I did, my husband from Sydney, like in a different city from where I live, was just Googling about online business or something, stumbled on my video, which I think, at the time had like a few views. I mean, I had no idea about keywords or anything. So it was just random. And he contacted me, told his friend that he would marry me before he met me because he saw me, like he could see what I say. And
I mean, YouTube will change your life. I'm telling you, like, that's incredible.
I know.
And my weird story is that, I mean, truthfully, every opportunity I've ever gotten has come from YouTube. It's the reason that I've been able to build this successful business that I have. And I have a team all over the world. Like everything that's happened in the last 4 years for me is so mind blowing. But my very first speaking engagement, I think you know this story, but my very first speaking engagement, within a month of being on YouTube, I had got a message on LinkedIn from the head of social media at NATO, and they asked me to come speak at their conference in Brussels. And I was speaking to the UN, NASA, the CIA, it was and government officials from all over the world. And I was like, what is happening? So that's what I always say. You never know who's watching.
Exactly.
You never know who's watching. You never know who could discover you. And that's what, I mean, you can also look at just examples in media. I mean, Justin Bieber was discovered on YouTube. Sure. There's huge celebrities who were first found via this platform.
Yeah. And my love story just reminded me that it's not about the quantity of views, it's the quality of views.
Yeah. And that's what I always say. That's where people get so hung up. But I'm like, so we work with people obviously in so many different niches, and people will be like, I don't have enough views. I'm like, listen, if you're a plumber and you get 3 views on your video about local plumbing services, those 3 views are qualified buyers, like, because they're not watching it if they don't care. People don't take the time to click on a video if they don't care. So that's why we actually find that views on YouTube convert higher than paid advertising sometimes. And it's great to use both of them. But one of our clients just said that her YouTube conversions, it converts 15% higher than her paid traffic. So that's because you're not just showing up when people aren't necessarily ready for you, or you're actually showing up when people are searching for you. Exactly. So if they land on you, they're looking for that solution and that answer, and you're there to give it to them.
Yeah, no, I love it because it's just sitting there and you've just got mass marketing. You get to market to the world, to another city, to a guy that never knew who you were. And
that's so amazing.
So we got married in 8 months just after that video.
How long have you been married now?
7 years.
Wow, YouTube really did change your life. That's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. So just another question on the business side of things. So do you think it works better on a company page versus a person's page? Like, as in, if I did a video, if I was to do a YouTube channel, is it more effective if it's a Linh Podetti channel versus a, company page?
It really depends. For you, I think what you've done with Outsourcing Angels is best because it's a company. And at the end of the day, there's so many variables when you're running a company channel. And if you aren't sure that that's going to be your business forever, maybe you're going to sell it. Maybe you're going to have somebody take over the founder role. Maybe you're going to have a new face of the business at some point. You want to still have that YouTube channel running. And if it was under your name, then it doesn't really make sense to have other people running it.
Yeah.
However, if you're a personal brand, it's super powerful to put it under your own name. The reason that mine is under my own name is because I didn't have a business name when I started my YouTube channel. And it's really just all been housed under me.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. So I have two channels. One, I get to talk more about the personal things that I like, but it's still, it comes back to the one point that I learned from you that's so important was it had to be educational.
Yes.
So when you're starting out, you can't just, it has to add value to the audience. Can you just elaborate on that?
Yeah, totally. I mean, you have to think about the fact that YouTube's a search engine. So your customers are searching for you right now. You just have to show up for them. So when I say educational content is the fastest way to grow, it's because what are people looking for? They're looking for how-tos, they're looking for tutorials, they're looking for reviews. Those are the things that are most highly searched on YouTube. And there are tutorials, how-tos, those kinds of content topics in every single niche under the sun. So it's the fastest way to build momentum. And again, Vanessa Lau is a really great example of that.
Yeah. So it really doesn't matter what channel it is, but it's just how how educational your content is, because they could land into that video. They don't really care which channel it is. Okay. Thank you so much. And now let's talk about that course that I did, which is the YouTube for Bosses course, but then also the coaching. But let's break it up with two options. Tell me more about the YouTube for Bosses online course.
Yeah, so we have two different programs. One of them is self-study, and then the other is our consulting program. So YouTube for Bosses is a self-study 4-hour crash course, and it takes you through all of the phases of our methodology in order for you to succeed on YouTube. So we've had a ton of case studies and testimonials from that program alone. And then we decided to create the Authority Accelerator, which is a 90-day accelerator program where you work directly with myself and with my team of coaches. And we've recently just revamped the entire thing, and the results the clients are getting are really incredible. And you have weekly coaching calls, and then you have bi-weekly calls with me to give you customized feedback on everything from your keyword research to your scripting, to your distribution of your videos as well, and also to help you build out your funnel on the back end and make sure that it's optimized for you to actually make sales from your YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, when I first signed up with you guys, I was just amazed at how organized you were. Your process was
Thanks.
spot on. And most importantly, the coaches really did care. You know, they were always poking at me.
We really do care. And that program now is application only. And we really don't accept everyone. You do have to have a product or a service to sell in order to get accepted into that program, because it is for people to build a sales machine. So if you don't have something to sell, we unfortunately can't take you into that program. But that's where YouTube for Bosses is a great foundation, and it's become a prerequisite for people to do YouTube for Bosses in order for them to get into the Authority Accelerator.
Yeah. And I mean, the YouTube for Bosses course didn't really take too long to study. Like, I just sort of dedicated that a few days and did it all. And there are some parts that you probably don't need to learn. Like, if you already have a team of virtual assistants who can do your Canva design, thumbnails, and video editing, then that's not the part that you need to study anyway, or you can pass it to your team.
Exactly.
So anyway, I am such a fan of your course. So I've decided I want to be your partner and that I want to endorse it, promote it. And so you've given me a special link where my audience can watch a webinar, a free webinar. And if they like it and they join and they sign up to your course, they even get $200 off. So it's a win-win for everybody.
It is. $200 off, plus there's other goodies that we can give you on the webinar too. So
Yes. So I'm going to put the link below. And how else can everyone else connect with you?
I mean, if you want to learn about YouTube, go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/SunnyLenarduzzi. But you can find everything, our podcast, YouTube, all of our programs are available on my website. So that's SunnyLenarduzzi.com.
Yes, and you're active on Instagram. That's where I follow you as well. But other than that, thank you so much for being on my show. And I hope my audience have gained a lot of valuable content from you. And I'll speak to you again soon.
Thank you so much for having me. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.